Hello there. Welcome to Retro Rewind. I am Scotty. You're not. And we're back with Two Guys and a Girl. That's what it's called now. Starting season 3, which is called Two Guys and a Girl. The pizza place was gone. And I think this episode works better than that episode because they weren't forcing the pizza place into the episode. As it had to. This episode is about so Sharon and Johnny find a basement area, a secret room in the basement that leads them to this place. They're going to use it for the haunted house, which they say we always have the haunted house in Peter and Berg's place, but it was a party last time, and now it's a haunted house. I don't know. And then, finding this place, they wake up a guy named Ed. Ed, who was a medical student who was trying to do various experiments. And in this episode, he switches people's brains. Yes, it's one of those. The actors have to play the other character, and I think they do a good job. So, to explain this series thus far, by this point in the series, the aforementioned Ashley from the last episode is now dating Berg. They are together. Sharon and Johnny are now living together, and Johnny is the caretaker of the building. So, the building superintendent or whatever you call it. There's also a character named Irene who has a crush on Pete. She's not really prevalent in this episode. She has one scene where she shows up as Dorothy with a little dog Toto, and it's implied that Ed was coming after her, but we never see her again. I mean, that never was picked up or anything. Her brain's not swapped out. I don't know. So, yeah, the episode starts with Johnny and Sharon, and they're gone in the basement. Apparently, they found behind a bookshelf in the basement an old book talking about, like, elderly sex. And they open the door, and they find this secret laboratory where Johnny tells us a story about Ed, which I already mentioned, and then he's woken up. He was frozen in a freezer thing, and he woke up. Yeah. Keep in mind, nobody sees him here. So Pete is uncomfortable with doing this. So the format of the show changed too. Because before, you'd have a pre-title sequence, like a little cold open, followed by the intro, and then the show goes. But here, the intro starts right away. That, yeah. And then we go into the episode, the whole thing. So, yeah. So, but like I said, the whole episodes are not in continuity with the show at all, because the way this episode ends, it can't be in continuity. Just can't. Much like with the Mimi twist at the end. So, it is Pete and Ashley, and in hindsight, having watched the entire series, rewatching this episode again, knowing where the characters of Pete and Ashley would go, it's interesting to watch it here because they hate each other, right? And so they go down there and they find Ed. Ed, they think he's a caterer, and much like with the whole thing with in the last one where they do like a clock spinning thing, here he revs up the little skull saw, the lights flicker, and then it cuts. And the very next scene, we see that Pete and Ashley have switched brains. Like, literally, we see it later, he switches the brains. He switches brains. So, I don't know. It's interesting. And so they behave like each other. And then, Berg and Sharon come down. Now, here's my issue. when he grabs the skull saw and goes after Pete and Ashley, it cuts and they're tied up. How did he subdue both of them? And then later it happens to Pete and Berg. How did he subdue both of them? But then later when he confronts Johnny, Johnny's able to stop him. Is Johnny the toughest person? I do like that Johnny gets more to do in this episode, as he was just a throwaway character in the last Halloween episode. So, I like that he gets more to do in this. But, yeah, so now Sharon and Berg are switched. And they don't know how to switch them back, although it would seem easy. But we gotta go upstairs to the guy's apartment and do some quirky stuff, such as Berg realizing that he's in a woman's body. And he wants to go to the bathroom to check himself out, which kind of plays on the stereotype of, oh, you're a guy in a woman's body. Obviously, you want to see what you look like naked, right? You know, I mean, it's not your body, so technically, would that technically be? I don't know. It's weird. I mean, you're in that body, but it's not your body. I don't know. It's weird. And then he claims he's going to take Sharon's body down to the local spa and have a spa day with the women. I do like, though, when Johnny shows up, they try to convince him the brides were switched. And it's only when Berg goes, Johnny, that he's like, or it's Sharon in Berg's body, but he's like, honey, hi baby. I mean, Ryan Reynolds plays it perfectly, as if Trader Howard would do it, and it works. Johnny's solution to all this, though, is to just give name tags and put them on everyone's chest. Okay, does not solve the problem, but Pete and Ashley are put in the kitchen. The other two are put on the couch. Not going to go anywhere. And we have the quirky thing. Oh, there is a thing before this, though. With the dry ice. Why? I'm struggling with this. Why is Johnny bringing the dry ice into the apartment if they're going to use it for the haunted house in the basement and he already knows about it? This is only so he doesn't find them right away. But it's Ed that's helping him bring in the dry ice, but he doesn't know that. Because he's not wearing his lab coat like he was before, I guess. But, yeah, so then he comes down, and that's when, yeah. But, they do this scene. So, Berg is like, not Berg, it's Sharon. Sharon in Berg's body. He's like, really? You really like them for my mind? Or is it only for my... And he looks at him. And he looks at Sharon's body. And she's like, Johnny! Like, no, it's your mind. It's your mind. It's your mind. And I love how Berg replies with, that's good, because there's no way you're getting a piece of this. And they do kind of go out the way they're sitting. Like, when, Ryan Reynolds or Berg as Sharon as Berg, whatever, sits down really daintily, whereas, they have Trailer Howard sit down like a man would, just legs out kind of thing, And then you have Pete, who has his arms like this the whole time, because it's Ashley in Pete's body, and that's how Ashley would stand. And then Pete normally has his arms like this, so Ashley is on like this. And then it's revealed that Ashley is on her period, so they never say the word. She's like, I'm all irritable. And she's like, oh, I forgot to tell you. He's like, oh, no. So they have to figure out a way to change it. So Johnny brings him back down to the basement, successfully swapping Pete and Ashley back to their normal bodies. Although we don't see him take the brains out, but we do with Sharon and Berg for reasons. But earlier when Ed was doing it, he made Berg slap himself in the face. So when Johnny puts the brain in this time, it causes him to stop in the face, and he's like, do it again. So he does it again, and he's like, do it one more time. And it whacks him in the nuts. Okay, that's enough. So, like, is that subconsciously Berg? No. Ed shows up, causing havoc, right? After him, which causes damage to Sharon's body when something falls on her head, meaning they can't put the brain back in. So, excuse me, how do they solve this problem? They put Sharon's brain in Ed's body, and that's just how it's going to be from now on. Also, in this scene where they're watching the game, Berg has a stocking cap on. Is that supposed to be because what they had to do with the head thing? Because nobody else is wearing it, and they also had their heads taken off. I don't know why he's wearing it. I didn't watch the next episode, so like, did Ryan Reynolds get a haircut and they had to cover it up because of continuity issues the episode? I don't know. It's kind of confusing, but yes, we're led to believe that Sharon will be in Ed's body from now on. That would be weird, but yeah, that's how the episode ends. And again, it's not in continuity with anything else. Watching this again, it is the better of the two. I think it's the more memorable. It's the one that I remember the most. I couldn't remember anything of the first one, like I said, until I watched it. This was good though. It was good. Irene isn't used that much, although I don't think she was a regular yet. You know, she's a small part of this episode, but I think it's done pretty well. They didn't have to purposely add the, you know, because if this was the two guys that go to a pizza place, the secret location would be underneath the pizza place, which I think that basement used to be the back room of the pizza place anyway. So, you know. So, what are your thoughts on this episode? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. This is a shorter one. But there's more I want to do. I got 2 episodes from that 70s show to talk about. Plus Even Stevens and Supernatural. I'm trying to get them all done today. And I'm taking a break for a couple days. I will be recording tomorrow, but they won't be until the 13th. And Halloween. So, and then Sunday I'll be back with more, but they won't be Halloween episodes. They'll just be episodes of scary TV shows. So, unless I decide to do the Goosebumps ones, or I'll just wait, do the Goosebumps ones some other time. Maybe I just want to wait for any Goosebumps ones. But anyway, thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.